Let's also talk about one more company, the Godrej properties stock. That should come up for you on your screens, considering now they're in agreement with the Ador Group to develop the Bhandup land in Mumbai. Let's chat with Pirojsha Godrej, MD and CEO at Godrej Properties. Pirojsha, hi, morning. Thanks for taking time out and joining us. Give us some more details on this new project that you would be developing with the Ador Group.
Great to be with you, Aisha. Yes, I'd be happy to. We've just added this project, as you mentioned. It's on LBS Marg in Bhandup, and it's about a 775,000 square foot project. So I think the total project revenue we expect here is about 1,000 crore. And of course, this, as all our projects, is in a joint venture model. So I think this is a very good addition for us. It's in a very strategic location, and is a project we hope to launch next year and sort of complete 3 to 4 years from then.
Right. There is some downturn which is evident in the real estate market. So based on the undercurrent, are you also feeling the pinch? Are you also feeling the heat?
Well, I think there's no question that the economy as a whole is weak, and I think that certainly does impact the demand environment for real estate, and I think we, like other developers, are facing that. I think it's a little bit of a mixed bag depending on which city you look at. So there are some cities that continue to perform very well, like Bangalore, Pune. There are others that have seen a marked slowdown, like the NCR region. So I think that there certainly is a little bit of economic concern, and that does have an impact on the real estate sector and certainly affects us as well. But I think if you look at it on a more sort of medium-term basis, we actually see periods like this as one of opportunity. There is quite a lot of demand or ability for us to invest sensibly into new projects like the one we've recently added here in Mumbai. And I think what we try to do at times like this is, of course, make sure we are generating as many sales as we can and doing as many launches as we can, but equally importantly, making sure we're taking advantage of the opportunity or the dislocation in the market to enter new projects at very strong valuations.
How much is the saleable area for this Bhandup project? And I mean, are you looking at developing a residential plot then?
Yes, it's about a 775,000 square foot of saleable area project, and it will be an entirely residential development. I think for us, for new projects, we've been focusing almost entirely on the residential space.
Would it be the premium segment or affordable housing though?
This will be quite a premium project. It's located in a very established area in Mumbai, very well connected to all parts of the city. Will benefit tremendously from a lot of the infrastructure improvements that are taking place in the eastern side of the city. So the Eastern Freeway being one of them, the new metro that's going to be opening another. So we believe that the eastern side of Mumbai is really set for a long-term re-rating. We of course have a large presence there through our land in Vikhroli. We also have been strategically adding projects on an ongoing basis in places like Chembur, now here on LBS Marg. So I think we believe there's a large opportunity that is likely to unfold in the eastern part of Mumbai, and are placing ourselves to benefit from that shift.
What's the financial implication and split between you guys and Ador for this project?
It's a revenue sharing that moves along with the pricing, but at the base level, it's a 56.5% revenue share to Godrej Properties.
Are you suffering with some inventory built up in any of your projects, or all's good?
No, I don't think so. I think, of course, this is a topic that has got a lot of interest recently. I think a lot of it depends on what the definition of inventory is. To our minds, inventory is completed stock that is unsold, of which we have virtually none, with the possible exception of a little bit of stock in our commercial project in Kolkata. On the residential side, we have zero inventory in completed projects. In ongoing projects, of course, we do have unsold inventory, and we want to have unsold inventory. It is non-desirable for us to sell everything up front, because then we miss out on the price appreciation that almost always takes place as a project progresses and gets closer to completion. So by a definition of inventory that only talks about completed stock, we have virtually none today.
So What is the headline trend for the Indian real estate market? Demand is down, prices are down, or demand is strong, prices are flat?
I think, Nikunj, demand is down and prices, depending on how you look at it, in the very near term have been flat, but certainly in almost all markets have appreciated very considerably over a 1, 2, 3 year horizon. In some places prices have doubled over the last 3 years. So I think pricing has been okay for the sector, but what is a concerning trend is the volume trend that we've seen in the sector. If you look at it, FY12 saw lower sales than FY11, FY13 saw lower sales than FY12, and we look all set for FY14 to see lower sales than FY13. Again, these are all industry level numbers I'm talking about. Godrej Properties actually saw about a 70% increase in volumes last year. But clearly to see in a growing economy like ours, 3 consecutive years of declining offtake is a concern. I wouldn't, however, read that as a trend that is likely in any way to sustain. I think the more correct interpretation is that customers have been a little uncertain, the economy has been weak, and that there is quite a lot of pent-up demand created in the system. So if you look at quite a recent comparison, in late 2008 and early 2009, given the global economic crisis, volumes in the sector dropped dramatically and pricing actually came off as well. As soon as, however, economic confidence returned and customers felt more confident, you saw the end of 2009 and 2010 being one of the best ever periods for the sector. So I actually do think once basic confidence in the economy returns, which we're hopeful it will in the near term, that the sector can actually see a very strong rebound, because it's not, to my mind, a situation that people in India suddenly don't need apartments or don't have the income to buy these apartments. Sure, in some markets affordability is a bit of a concern, but I do think that there is quite a bit of pent-up demand in the system, and once we see things picking up for the economy as a whole, we could see a very quick pickup for the sector as well.
Pirojsha, one final question from my end. What about the funds from your rights issue? Are you going to utilize them for this project in Bhandup? Actually, these funds, the good part about them is they give us the flexibility to invest in new projects and to be used as needed. I think the basic benefit is it gives us a much stronger balance sheet, gives us the ability to continue to add new projects. At the same time, I think our core philosophy is to try and limit the amount of investment we need to make in any given project. So the Bhandup project, like many of the other projects we've added recently, is a joint venture project where we only have a very limited upfront advance to be given to the landowner. So it's not that we're buying land in this project or any other project. So I think we'll continue to be very conservative with the amount we invest in any given project, but certainly the aspiration will be to continue to look at strong new investments at a period when these are available at reasonable valuations. So land is adores, money is adores, and you construct, is that how it goes?
Yes, the land is adores. We bring in all the funding required for the construction of the project, but of course the aspiration is to have most of that funding be generated through the sales in the project.
Okay, Pirojsha, appreciate your time and good luck for the festival season. Diwali is an important time for real estate builders.
Thanks very much. Great to be with you.
Before we wrap, let's also go to Ashwini for some trading ideas.